What's going on, YouTube? It's Ali Dope, and I'm checking in once again with another dope Photoshop tutorial. What's going on, creators? Man, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. I think it's been about 3 weeks since the last video, man. Like I said, I've been moving. I've been on the move. So things aren't as stable as they should be or could be. But as a creator, especially as a digital nomad, I'm always on the move. You always just have to make adjustments and adapt to the situations at all times. It doesn't matter if you're creating or in personal life. I just want to say thank you again for your patience. We finally hit 8K, baby. Nah, if you've really been here since 500 subscribers, y'all know like we've been growing and growing and growing. Just quick life updates. Like I told you guys, just always on the move. Right now, currently I'm in New York City.
Behold, Shimmy, life, real life. Good morning, my neighbors.
I was born in New York City. A lot of my family is from New York City, born and raised, stuff like that. So I figured I'd just spend some time here for the rest of the summer, going into the end of the year, just so I can get a change of pace, a different vibe, a different energy. So if you're in the New York area, hit me up. Let's create some dope work. You guys, sadly, I lost the monitor, bro. So I'm over here editing on my TV. Like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. For some reason, I don't know, I had a lot going on. I didn't bubble wrap my computer monitor, so my computer monitor got broken in transit. So there's nothing I can do about it. I just took a $500 L, but it is what it is. Everything is replaceable, so we'll be back soon. I like being able to just be a digital nomad, being able to just pick up and go. Sometimes carrying the PC is not as convenient as just getting up and going on my laptop, or if I had a powerful laptop or something like that. Since I do video and design, I just kind of need a more powerful laptop, and I always just need my computer to just set up and start working. If I feel like I want to get up and go, I could just get up and go. Anyways, let's get into today's tutorial, because that's what y'all are here for. So I came across this idea from Flyy Studios. His posters have been showing up a lot in my feed. So I saw one with the Travis Scott with some dope typography, and I was like, I could do something like this. I just want to practice my techniques, see if I can replicate it. So basically this concept is based off of the Flyy Studios concept, as well as this textile. It's from this guy named Hunter, so check him out. His description's in the bio as well. I'm gonna put Flyy Studios description in the bio so y'all can check out the original work. Once again, I'm just here to open up and help people do tutorials so they can make possibly some of the same ideas or some of the same designs with some inspiration. So that's all I'm here to do, you guys. Sometimes it's always good to just be creative, because you just never know where your next idea or spark is gonna come from. So that's why I do these design tutorials once in a while as well, just so everybody can keep fresh, because you can use these same concepts for video, photo, or anything else. Now, other than that, here's some behind the scenes of me shooting these photos that I shot for Lil Harold for my homeboys magazine called Slang House. We also had a concert, which was pretty dope. The magazine's gonna come out later this year, so I'm using some of the photos that I know is not gonna be the main cover. So I just wanna put my little twist on it and see what we can make happen. So I think we've covered it all. Updates, what we're about to do. So without further ado, let's hop in this computer and let's get it started. Yes, sir. 1200 by 1500, you can see that down on the bottom. I took some pictures, like I said, of Little Harold from my homeboy at Flyy Studios. So these are supposed to be for the magazine cover, but that's on hold. So why it's on hold, these are some of the ones I know that's not gonna be the main cover. So we're just gonna take some of these and do the base template of the cover. Let's do the base first, get those colors and that adjustments and all that out the way first. And then we're gonna move on to the text. The text is gonna be like the second half of this, and I really like this one as the main one. So let's just go like that. Turn these off, make this black. And then first what we're gonna do is put this on the bottom for now. And all I'm gonna do is select subject. And then all we're gonna do is clean it up by removing it using this right here, the minus tool. That's just gonna separate what we don't want. So it don't gotta be super duper clean. Just make sure you just clean it up. So boom. You're only gonna use one picture for this. We're gonna use one picture. We're not gonna do too much because we're not actually gonna even have a lot of space to do a lot with. All we're gonna do is split those into two. So you should have your main two right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and just create some sort of a solid color right now. I'm gonna do red. Right now I'm probably gonna put it as overlay. I'm gonna go overlay over top of the background. We're gonna go ahead and save that. Take this one, you're gonna duplicate it. You're gonna go ahead and select your image, duplicate your image like this. Go to filter, blur, motion blur, radial blur, whatever. I do want motion, but it could be radial. I just don't want it coming from a singular space, so I'm gonna just go for motion. I'm gonna put it like this type of angle, like 50 degrees, something like that, off to the side. And there we go. I'm gonna move it to the right a little bit just so it can set in. Go ahead and screen it. So now it's coming off of him like that. So boom. You're gonna create this mask right here, and then you're just gonna paint on the mask with black. I'm gonna bring the opacity down a little bit on my mask. And just clear out. Clear out. Keep it around the watches, keep it around his hand, but you can clear out like around the main part. Like make his face pretty much clear. You know what I'm saying? Clear it up. Now with this one as well, what you're gonna do is click on it, filter, and then we're gonna blur, and we're gonna do a Gaussian blur. So it's nice and soft. Give it a nice little soft energy, because right now it's kind of really sharp. And if you Gaussian blur it, you can soften up those streaks so it looks more like authentic coming off of there. I still want it kind of streaky. Okay, bet. Now, like I said, you can duplicate this, Command J. If you want to be fancy, you already have the type of glow coming off of him this way. You can go to filter, blur gallery. Let's just click on filter blur. And like I said, you can just click on these, and if you need to make a part blurrier than the others, make this nice and strong, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go ahead and click here and make it like kind of blurry on the edge. Cool. You can move it. Turn that blur down a little bit. If you want, like I said, you can screen it on there. Keep it normal. Whatever is going to give you that nice little blur to me, I'm going to screen mine just so I can have a nice little glow to it. Bring the opacity down. It's subtle, but it's there. Alright, save that. Cool. What I want to do as well is over top of all this stuff, I'm going to create a gradient. A black one just coming up from the bottom. There we go. Bring that scale down. Make it a little bit wider. Right there. Cool. And I can make it black, or you can make it red. It just all depends on what you want to do. Like I can make it red like that, and I think that's what I'm gonna do too, just so everything is coinciding. Cool. So then we created that gradient right there. Cool. Then we got little Harold going. Let's try to create just a nice little outer glow for little Harold. Put a little bit of noise on that. Put that range up. Turn that spread up. Turn that spread down, and then that size up. And then you could do it like any color. I'm gonna try to do like a contrasty color, like an orange or something like that. An orange or something like that, just so it can, you know, have some separation and some contrast. Down to like 2 right there. Put that spread a little thinner, and it's there, but it's not like crazy. And it looks kind of like Inferno-y, like he's on 21, so it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So now we got that nice orange around him, and then I would just do an inner glow with the same color spectrum, just so it can have some pop off the colors like that. Turn that range down. Turn that choke up. So that's pretty much like the layout of the base. So let's start adding some cool stuff in there. So let's add another blank layer. We're gonna put it at like medium gray. Go ahead and dump that. Make a little dump, whatever. Press G, Command G, paint book, fill it up. We're gonna go filter, noise, add noise. And this, usually I would go monochromatic, but since it has a bunch of colors in it, I'm just gonna go colors. And for the amount, I'm gonna go like 10. We'll go 10. 10 is straight. Then you just gotta go through the settings. You don't wanna go dark in all these other ones. You wanna stay in the lights and just find one that's gonna fit. Color dodge looks pretty cool. Overlay. I think I'm gonna go soft light. Ooh, I might go hard light, y'all. Pause. Go soft light. I can turn it all the way up. Make sure I see that thing. And if you need to, you can add more noise into the filter. Add noise based on what you need. Filter. I'll probably add one more. Add noise again. Now we good. I think that's pretty cool. I like that right there. For this, I'm gonna create a group for the main image here. And then for me, I am gonna just throw a black and white gradient on there, a gradient map. I'm gonna go basic black and white. And then I'm gonna just create a clipping mask on the main one. I think let's do this off light. Soft light, we good. Boom, we added that grain on there. So now I'm gonna go in my bag of tricks and just drop that in there like that. Make it big. Put that underneath here, right? You're gonna darken, all these other things. Me, I'm gonna go lighten, screen, color dodge. I always check overlight, soft light, all these ones as well, but you don't really need these. Just gonna screen it or lighting. I kind of like the lighten only because it gives it that flat in the darkness, in the dark spots. It gives it that dark, flat feeling. This one I feel like it's a little bit too bright and reveals too much, so I'm gonna go with lighten. We're just gonna bring this down a little bit. I think that gives a nice, strong base. All right, you guys, so now we're gonna take a break. Now this is the main joint. You got your background going, all this other stuff going on. If I wanted to, I can get fancy. Say if I just wanted to drop Atlanta in there. When you drop the background in there, that joint look fire too. I'm trying to tell you, man, either way, baby. All right, so we're just gonna lighten that though. Screen it, lighten, screen, lighten. I like to keep this dark on the sides here. Thing. So I'm probably gonna just screen it, or I can darken it for the background, because it's only gonna be in that middle part, like where it's like the black. Where you see the black, that's gonna remain. Ooh, I'm kind of liking lighter color. Okay, I might go darker because I just like the way the sun looks. So we're gonna go with darker, and then for this, we're gonna create another mask, and then you're just gonna paint on the mask and paint away. Oops, paint away wherever it touches on the. Turn it up. Paint away wherever it touches. Oops. Paint away wherever it touches on the main image here. We don't want nothing in there. We want to keep that inside the arches. Bring it down a little bit. Wherever you see it at, just make sure you don't have it right there. So boom. Say that. Then you can take that, we just drop the opacity down just a little bit. Like I said before, you guys, this is the base. Take everything and we're just gonna name this base. All right, so now we're about to get into the text, and that's gonna be a whole nother situation. All right, guys, so like I said, this is part 2 of the tutorial. We gotta get the text right. So the text is gonna be a little bit different than what we normally do. For this time, I'm in Adobe Illustrator, as you can see by this icon here. We're gonna type some text, and we're just gonna play around with some text and make some text that's like one of a kind. So sometimes when you're doing design and stuff, you need to take different elements, whether that's hand-drawn typography or something like that, to try to elevate your design or elevate your titles for your videos and things like that. So a part of that is the best way to go about that is Adobe Illustrator. I'm just gonna type Little Harold, because that's his name. And I kind of already have a font that I'm gonna go with. So the font I decided to go with is a font off of Envato Elements. You get that link in my bio, and it's called Happerdiness. Now I'm not sure, you can probably find it somewhere else for free, but I just found it on Envato. and I kind of like it. So we're gonna try to adjust these settings on these letters a little bit so it's a little bit more custom feel. So you're gonna right click on this, create outlines. What we're gonna do is ungroup everything, and now we're working with individual layers of everything. So first I wanna work on this little right here, get this eye popping, get this eye a little bit small, put that eye like right here, something like that. Feel me? Now you can adjust it, like you can click it, you can click this little button right here, you could directly adjust your points. You know what I'm saying? Make it what you need to make it. You can also just move it and stretch it if you need to. You know what I'm saying? So just being an illustrator gives you a little bit more, you know, possibilities as far as text or any cartoon illustration type cover arts and things like that. You just want to be able to be versatile with what you're doing. Also on this one right here, since we do have the Photoshop still open, if you want, you can take a screenshot and just drop it in there. What I'm gonna do is just export it and save it as a JPEG real quick, and then drop it in there just so I'll show you. When I'm editing this, you can adjust your artboards too by clicking this one right here and then fixing it to what you need to fix it for. Oops. And then you can just make it bigger or smaller, depending on what you need to make it bigger for. And that's just by clicking the artboards, clicking this button right here. But now we're going back to the main one. Boom. So we're gonna take this, take the little hero, and then size it up. And then take that, put that all the way underneath. Boom. This, you're gonna take this and then drop the opacity up here. Drop that down. Drop that down. Because you want to see it, but not too much. Right there. Then he's gonna lock it. So now we got the little hero, and then it's where we're gonna put the little hero pretty much. So that's why we're doing this, to get a good placement. We can have it up here in the corner or down here at the bottom. I think it'd be dope at the bottom if it's a magazine cover, and then we could just put something like something Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, right there. So we're gonna put the little hero right here. So we're gonna put the little part right here. Try to place it, see kind of where you want everything to be at. Yeah, so we're gonna fast forward through this. You're gonna see me adjust it and make this one of a kind typography for the little hero cover. Boom. Alright, so now we got the font. I like the font. It's pretty much laid out. We're going to save it. Pretty much after you save it, all you got to do is go like this. Select everything. We're just going to group everything. Copy. Right click. You can do copy. Click on everything. Boom. Edit. We're going to copy that. You can either close out, minimize it. Go back to your base. You're going to paste it as a smart object. Now, that font that we just had is its own little text right here. I'm gonna go ahead and close Illustrator out. Boom. So now we got our dope text right here. And it's gonna go pretty much where we said it's gonna go. Right down here. Now, there's a couple other things I do wanna put on there just to give it some appeal to it. I do wanna say some things like maybe the font I'm gonna use for this is called Death Metal. And once again, I got that font off of Envato Elements is 2. I got this font off there. So ODM O Ridge E, no, like that. Maybe I should make it all caps. Boom. Like 24. That, put that at the bottom. Put that like right in the middle, because it's not a cover art. You can't really put barcodes on cover arts and stuff anymore. I don't know, it's kind of whack. We got a dope barcode on there. You can invert it, command invert, and then just screen it. Boom. Put the barcode right here in the corner. Cool. Save that. Doom. All right. Invert. screen. Put that jump right here. In the corner. All right, so for the first text, you're gonna create the group, right? You're gonna create another group inside this group, and then you're gonna just duplicate that group. Jermaine K, delete that, and then you're gonna put that group inside that group, right? And you're gonna do that 9 times. So you're gonna take the group, right? Create another group, delete that, create another group, drop this one inside of the next group, right? And you're gonna keep doing that. Make a group, drop that group inside the group. Make a group, drop that group inside the group. So it's like a ladder like that. You're gonna just keep doing that until you get to 9. We're gonna name this one the base. Okay? Duplicate this one. We're gonna name this one the middle. Right? Duplicate that group one more time. And this one's gonna be the top. Then you can just go ahead and minimize all these. Now we got a lot of settings to make within this group. So right now we're gonna work with this base group. And now follow along. All right, so what we're gonna do is start with this base. Right here in this group right here, we're gonna go ahead and click on the text. You're gonna go color overlay is already gonna be black, but just in case, black. And then you're gonna go stroke. Stroke is gonna be on the outside. We're gonna go basic gradient. It should be color. Outside, we're gonna go 95 to give that nice strong base on the outline. So make sure that black is black right there. Boom. We got that. That's a base. Boom. Stroke overlay. All right, next group. All right, so for the next group, you're gonna double click on it, click on the group, double click it, go gradient map. Gradient overlay, right? It's gonna give you this white one. You click on here. I already have the gradient ready, but if you guys wanna go ahead and make it yourself, you can go ahead. It's like a purpley lavender color. I kind of let you guys look so you guys can kind of steal these settings, these numbers if you want. Pause that screen, check them out. All right, so for the next one, we're gonna go ahead and click it. It's gonna be a bevel and emboss. So this next group number 2, double click on that. Bevel and emboss. I'm about to show you the settings. These are the settings for bevel and emboss. When you click on it, we're gonna go inner bevel, a nice smooth. You can go about 74, 5 on the sides, direction up and down. And like I said, just take these settings, copy them, paste them for what you want to do. We're gonna keep moving this along though. All right, so for the next group, click on that group right here. Pattern overlay is gonna be the group. You're gonna create hard mix 25%. How you do that is you just probably make a new layer file, new layer. Let's just do 500 by 500, right? And then all you do like this, click this ellipse tool, make it black, and then you just click like this and press circle. Boom, like that. Command J, move the circle over, and move the circle down and over. Now I would keep doing that, Command J. You know what I'm saying? So I keep doing this, that, until the whole board is covered. And then you just click on the tool, the rect tool, click on it right there, and then name the pattern. And I'll name this like dots or something. And then the dots will come up here, and then you can use that pattern in the other one. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a quick tip on how to do the pattern. All right, so we're moving on. So in the next group, you're gonna do another bevel and emboss. I'm gonna let you guys screenshot that. I couldn't exactly walk you through it exactly how to do it because it's a lot of layers, a lot of playing with things and stuff like that. And I got this base of this text from another creator. I'm just showing you guys how they possibly created that and how you can do it for yourself cost effectively. So like I said, just take this off the screen and just put it for the settings that you need to do. But I just want to keep this short and sweet as possible. Now on this next layer, you make sure satin is selected. And then this is going to be the settings. You just go lighten, choose a nice cool color that you're trying to do, screenshot and copy those settings that's on the screen so you guys can roll. I would provide it, but I don't want to be able to providing other people's text styles because they can get paid. Now I will provide the link below if you just want to buy his text pack out of there. I just want to show you how he did it so then you can do it cost effectively for yourself. The next group is going to be Adobe Inner Glow. As you can see, copy those settings, and then for the last one, you're gonna go ahead and drop the drop shadow. Bada boom, bada bing. The base, you're gonna put the drop shadow on, and that's the base. So now we're gonna move on to the middle, and the middle has all them same layers that we just had, but you're gonna see a different outcome. All right, so for the second layer, the middle. These are the settings. You're gonna do a nice little stroke outside, 15 or 16 is up to you. Nice little color overlay, nice little white, bada boom, bada bing. Then we're gonna move to the next group. The next group, we're gonna do a nice little bevel emboss. Go ahead and take them settings right there. All right, the next group is gonna be this group, group 1, whatever yours is. Nice little pattern overlay. It's gonna be that same pattern that you had before with the hard mix. This time it's gonna be at 40. All right, so group 2, we're gonna do Inner Glow, difference, opacity, edge, change the size, change the range. And then for this one, you're not gonna click this. You're gonna go ahead and click this right here. And you're gonna go ahead and click that. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of the settings. I'm gonna go for this. You know, I'm gonna let y'all take that. All right. Cool. Good. Cool. And it's a good thing to try to replicate it on your own time. So then you have those like, oh, this is what this does. If you turn this on, this off, you know what I'm saying? For the next one, we at group 4 right now, or group 3, wherever yours is named. Bevel and emboss. You go pillow emboss this time. Smooth, depth, size. Just copy these settings right here and copy this drop shadow. Nice little drop shadow in there, multiply, copy those settings. Boom. Now if you copy too many, just simply take all of these, go to the middle, and then just delete what you don't need. I don't need those. Boom. Alright, so now it's time to start working on the top of the text. You're gonna start this off with the gradient that we just had. So click on this gradient right here. Just click on the gradient right here. You're gonna start off with that gradient that we already used on the text, but in case you need a reminder, it's going to be this one right here. And sometimes you could save it. So if you already had that gradient and you don't want to try to replicate those same settings, just go ahead and save your gradient as a new gradient, and then you can have those settings for yourself. And then for this, you want to click on bevel and emboss, and you just want to copy these settings right here. Yes, sir. Now for this one, you want to go ahead and click on satin. Go ahead and copy these settings. All right, so what you want to do, you want to click on the same settings. Satin again. Gonna go on overlay and just go ahead and copy all these settings. Boom, so now you got the satin, Then we're gonna just move up to the next group. All right, pattern overlay is gonna be that same one from before, but just, you know, saying in case you need a reminder, copy all these settings, the hard mix, the 25, that pattern that you had. All right, so now you click on it. We're gonna go bevel and emboss for the next layer up. But what you just did the pattern, so now the next layer is going to be bevel and emboss again. Copy these settings. A lot of these settings look like the same settings from the middle one, so just like I said, you can copy and paste that one and adjust it, but I would just follow along. All right, so for the next one, after you did the pattern, the bevel, now you back to satin. So click on the satin, and once again, copy these same settings as before, just so you can get a refresher. All right, so for the next pattern, you're gonna go Inner Glow. Inner Glow is gonna be the same settings, so go ahead and copy and paste those, do what you do with them. So now you got the top logo, and on the top, exactly like on top right here, you can go ahead and click that bevel and emboss, copy them settings. Contour, copy that as well. Call it a day. Bada boom, bada bing. So now you should have all your base. We gotta minimize this base a little bit, because remember, earlier we went and like we modified it, so now that modification is affecting the cover art, the art itself. Boom. And then you can adjust that too by just going in here and adjusting the stroke. So you go in here and fix the stroke. If it's too big for what you're trying to do, just make it a little bit smaller. Boom. So what you're gonna do is click on this, create that gradient map, and you're gonna use that one that you had from earlier on the joint. You could use this one that you have, and these should be saved from the gradients that you used earlier in the tutorial. You could use that one, or you could use this one. I'm gonna use this one. And then all I'm gonna do is, you could keep it for the whole thing so everything has a synchronized look. But I'm just gonna create this clipping mask on the text right here. And then for the text group, for the top one, I do wanna add a drop shadow. Like I said, you can always adjust all this stuff in here, dog. You just gotta find what needs to be fixed. I like it. Like I said, I'll probably fix this right here, but you guys, pretty much that's it for this tutorial. Like I said, this one's a little technical with the text, with the background, stuff like that. So like I said, go back. These tutorials are for you guys to learn new techniques as I'm learning them. So like I said, I found some of these texts that I really liked. I found a poster I really liked. I took that idea, took that concept, made that concept, and put it all together to make and practice my own techniques. I learned a lot doing this tutorial by just practicing new techniques to make text, to make background, stuff like that. So I'm about to use those techniques probably on another cover art or something like that. But just keep those in mind when you're doing it, you guys. And just stay focused, that's it. Like I said, this might not be the final, but this is pretty much all techniques that I've been using. So that's all, folks. As always, I hope this helped you in some sort of way, shape, or form to get those gears turning for your next project. You can use this for your textiles, you can use this for poster design, you can use this for a cover art design. Think outside the box, but once again, it's just to get the gears turning, to get that spark, to get you creating. That's all I'm here to do. Just remember, keep thinking outside the box, and most importantly, keep learning, keep hustling, and always keep creating, man. And until next time, you guys, Ali Dope, I'm checking out. Yes, sir.